Have you ever scrolled Instagram and come across a post where it looks like it's a carousel image that seamlessly blends one page into the other? Or maybe you viewed someone's profile page and it looks like one great big image? Well, get ready because I'm going to show you how to create both an Instagram seamless carousel as well as a profile puzzle grid, all using Canva. My name is Kat. This is Canva Catter Day. Let's get to it. If you're not familiar with a carousel, it is nothing more than a series of pages, one after the other, that you post on social media. A seamless carousel is when it looks like those pages are one long continuous page or almost like a banner. And you do that by taking elements of that page and bringing them half off of one page and half onto the other page. So for this example, I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see that this image right here, it's coming off this first page and it's coming onto this second page. So when you are scrolling this on Instagram, it looks like it's completely seamless. Again, you have that option right here where you've got this portion of the image coming off the page and on the page, once again here, and once again here. Now, the old school method of doing this was to create each of these separate pages. And then you had to turn on your rulers and guides. You had to make sure everything was aligned properly. You had to move everything. It took a long time to get everything to line up exactly how you wanted it to be so that everything was perfectly aligned. You don't have to do it that way anymore because there's a much faster method that I'm going to show you. And then we're also going to create a profile puzzle grid where it looks like one great big image when you go to a profile page. So let's do that one first. I'm going to go up here to this example image that I'm going to use. And I want to cut this apart into 9 different little images so that when you go to the profile, it makes this picture. First, you want to make sure that your rulers and guides are turned on so you kind of have an idea where each of the elements is going to fall. This particular layout is going to work out fine because I can already tell that portions of this template had the images in place where I wanted them to be. But you might notice that sometimes your text might overlap and you might not want it that way. So that's how come I tell you to turn on the rulers and the guides. So we're going to go up here to File. We're going to click on Settings and click Add Guides. You have a few options here. You can set it as columns. You can set it as 3 columns. I could use this 3x3 grid if I wanted to, but see how it adds this extra space right here? I don't want that extra space. I want to see it exactly how it's going to look like cut apart. So that's how come I'm using this custom option over here. And I simply set it as 3 columns with a 0 gap and a 0 margin, okay? And then for rows, I'm gonna do the same thing, 3 rows, 0 gap, 0 margin, and then I'm going to click Add Guides. And you can see here are my guides right here, those little purple lines, and it has cut this image apart into 9 little squares. Now, if you notice at this point that your text is kind of maybe coming off or not in the right position, you can just resize it or put it into a position where it's not cutting off. I recommend that if you're doing it this way, it's okay if the images come off the page a little bit, but you kind of want your text when it comes to a puzzle grid to be sort of in the middle or at least where it kind of makes sense, like maybe all across the top or something like that. So now that we have a preview of what this looks like, we're going to go over to the apps. So we're going to click on apps and you want to search for the app called Image Splitter. So I'm just going to type the word split and here it is right here. It's this app right here. It looks like a series of little images and we're going to click on it. You have 2 options. You can export the design you're currently working on, which is this one, or you can upload something from your device. Since we already have this, we're going to use this design and we're going to click Export. What this is going to do is give us the option to convert this design into an image and then split it apart. You can choose JPEG or PNG. I like to use PNGs for Instagram. Now, here's the kicker with this one. When you're doing a profile grid, Instagram likes images that are 1080 by 1080 on the profile grid. At the time of this recording, the profile grid is still square. There's rumors going around that Instagram's going to change this and make it 1080 by 1350, so it's a little more portrait, a little taller, but right now it is still square. So we're going to keep it square for this specific example. Now here's what happens with this. Because my original design is 1080 by 1080, if I were to split this now, it's going to take my design and it's going to split it into smaller pieces. And that means that my design is not going to be at the correct resolution for Instagram. So I'm going to do it this way so you can see what it does. And then we're going to go do it the correct way. So if I were to leave it just like this, I'm going to click export. It's going to go ahead and split apart that design for me. And you'll see the preview examples. It's going to ask us how many rows and how many columns do we want. I already know I want 3 columns and 3 rows. So I'm going to do 3 rows, 3 columns. And you can adjust this as much as you would like it to be. But for this, I'm going to do 3 and 3. And I'm going to click split image. And here is the preview of what that looks like. It split them apart just like that. It was that fast. Saves so much time. You don't have to do it the old way with lining up and adding pages. This way is much, much faster. Once you're finished, you can say add to your design. Okay, add as new pages. But here's where that little caveat comes in when I was talking about the resolution. So watch what happens when I add these to my pages. I'm going to go ahead and let them do that. And you can see down here at the bottom, it's adding those images to my pages. And simultaneously, while it's doing that, it's also adding them to my uploads folder so you can access them again later on. That's really helpful down the road if you maybe accidentally deleted the design. You still have the image portion of it in your uploads folder. So it's going to add all of these 9 pages. And when I'm finished, I will have 10 total pages. My first image, which was my example image, and then all of the pages that it added to it. Here we go. I have those 10 pages. And if I look at them in grid view, you can see it split them all apart. Great, right? Not exactly, because watch what happened. When I go to that image and I zoom in, see how I'm kind of blurry? It's kind of pixelating in portions for me. I'm getting these pixels. Well, that's because it cut apart my original 1080 by 1080 image. It basically reduced my image sizes so that it's smaller. So when it brings it back into my design, my resolution is not as clean. But there is a way to fix that. And to do that, we're simply going to increase the size of the exported image. So let me get rid of these. I'm going to start over. I'm going to get rid of those pages. I'm going to go back to image results. I'm going to tell it to reset. Reset. I'm going to tell it to export the design. Once again, I want to use PNG. Now, because Instagram does 1080 by 1080, that means that across it would be 1080 times 3. 1080 times 3 is going to be 3240. So that's the size we need to set it at. 1080 by 1080 times 3, 3240. So we are going to set our size. We're going to drag this slider and set it to 3240 by 3240. And the reason I'm doing this is because now when Image Splitter cuts apart those images, they will be at the true 1080 by 1080 size. And I won't get any of that little pixelating or blurry look with my image. So then I'm going to click export one more time. It's going to create the preview images for me and tell me how many I want to split. I already have 3 by 3, so I don't have to reset that at all. You can see it's giving me previews right here of the 3 by 3, and then I click split image. And once again, it gave me my images. And this time when I add to my pages, they're going to be nice and clean because I expanded the size of that exported image. Now, this is only if you're doing an Instagram grid because you have to make sure it stays within that 1080 width. Otherwise, it gets kind of blurry. So it's going to go ahead and it's going to add all these pages to my design. And then once it's finished, I can simply download this and post it to my social media. I recommend keeping the cover image because that way, when you go back through Canva, you'll know what you were working on. If you were to delete this cover image, you might not exactly remember just by seeing the little cut apart preview what that is. Let me go to grid view. So here are all my pages, and this time they are at the correct resolution that they need to be. One other reason I tell you to keep the cover image. You'll notice on the cover image, I can change my elements, I can change my text, I can change my colors and move everything around. Image Splitter takes your design and converts it to an image, which means it makes it non-editable. So if I were to go to any of these other pieces, for instance, my text, you'll notice I can't change my text. It's treating these pages as actual images because that's what they are. So the other reason I recommend that you keep your cover image is in case you ever have to change anything. Maybe you want to use this later down the road for a different season and add different photos. This way you can do that right here, adjust your elements, make your changes, your colors, your fonts, or whatever, and then you can just re-import those pieces right here because it only converts the images in, it only converts the design into an actual image that you can't edit. So that's the other reason that I tell you just make sure that you save this. Then you're just going to click share and you're going to download it. It's going to download to your device and then you can go ahead and post that to social media. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Puzzle grid, let me open. And here you go. That's what it looks like, which is exactly what it looks like in my design with my pieces. So that's how you create a profile puzzle grid. What about a seamless carousel? So let's go do that. I have this image right here, and I have already added my grid lines. So once again, I went to File, and I added my guides, and I added how many pages I was going to use. Since this is a carousel, and Instagram uses 1080 across, however many pages you want that carousel to be, you simply multiply that by 1080. So in this case, I have 4 pages, which means my design is going to start out at 4320 by 1080. So just multiply by however many pages you want. So if this was only going to be 3 pages, I would multiply 1080 by 3. If I want to make it 5 pages, I'll multiply that by 5. And that's what the width of your design is going to be. And then once again, I simply went to File, Settings, and I turned on my guides so that I could see those separate divider lines so I know where it's going to cut it apart. Again, we're going to click Export Design, and I'm going to keep it as PNG. Now, because I already set this at the exact width, and I know that I multiplied that 1080 4 times, I don't have to worry about adjusting the size. So for carousels, you don't have to worry about it. For a profile grid, you want to make sure that you're exporting at that larger size. But for a carousel, you can leave it at the standard size that it already is. And then I'm going to click Export. Once again, it's going to ask me how many do I want to use. I have 1 row because I don't need multiple rows. You can see right here, it's giving me extra rows. I don't need that for a carousel. I only need the 1 row. And I have it as 4 columns because those are my 4 pages that are going to show up. And then I'll click Split Image. And again, here is my design. Now with a carousel, if I were to add these to my pages, you'll notice when I added these, it added them at the exact dimension of my page. But with a carousel, if I were to add these pages right now, it's going to elongate them, and it's not what I want. So watch what happens. I'm going to add them to my page. See what it's doing? It's actually making them super long, like a banner. That's not the effect I wanted. I wanted it to simply cut them apart so that I can post them individually myself on Instagram. So we're going to undo that. Take rid of all those pages. And instead of cutting them apart and adding them to this design, you simply have to create a new design. Here's the fun part. Image Splitter remembers the last design that you split apart. So if I create a new design, this will still be here. I'm not going to lose what I've already done. So I'm going to click File. I'm going to click Create a New Design. I'm going to do custom size. I'm going to leave it at 1080 by 1080, and I'm going to tell it to create a new design. Here I have a new blank design, and if I go back to Image Splitter, it remembered my last image. So I didn't have to worry about losing that. And now that I have this 1080 by 1080 image here, this design, I can add them to my page, and it will be in the exact size it needs to be for my Instagram carousel. Once again, it's adding those to the page. And while it's doing that, it's also adding them to the uploads folder. So I have them later on down the road. There are my 4 pages. If I go to grid view, there are my 4 pages. It does add this extra white page in the very beginning. You can just delete that. You don't really need it. But you can see when I zoom in that now it perfectly aligns and it looks like one continuous image when it goes to one page to the next, because each of those things just split apart like that, showing one continuous image, one after the other. I'm going to put down in the description those two little things you have to remember as far as when you convert it over from the larger carousel post and then you want to create a new one for that 1080 by 1080. And I'll also post about enlarging the size from the profile grid so that you can remember that as well. And then I'll also add a couple extra sizes down below in case you want to make longer carousels. I'll put those dimensions in there for you so you don't have to worry about doing any math. I'll add those up for you. If this was helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos like this in the future. That's all for this week. I'll see you next time.